The goal of this presentation is to help you to get inspiration in creating your logo. When we finish, we should be able to see how certain logos combine simplicity, readability, and naturalness to clearly communicate the intent of what they represent. We want to look at the three factors involved in the logos right now. First, they're intended to be, your logo should be simple. Simple is the use of limited elements, be it text or graphics. Readable would indicate that your logo has immediate recognition, that the text, if there is any, is easily readable to the viewer. And natural, that the assembly of the design of your logo is unforced and all items seem to go together. So one of the best ways of getting inspiration is to go somewhere where you can see what other people have done in creating something similar. So we wanted to look now at, consider Google as a place to go. And I brought up some Google images. I want to just talk about them just a little bit and see how they fit into the categories. Each of them have large type and they're easily readable, but each one has an individual circumstance, let's say. Red Beetle. At first, if you look at this graphic, it's for Red Beetle Graphics, LLC. My first impression when I saw this was it's for an exterminator. So this one didn't really work well for me. Over to the left, Norman Poultries, a very cartoonish looking chick coming out of an egg. It seems to fit very well with the type and with the purpose of the business being that they raise poultry. The third one, Maria's Brazilian Touch Cleaning Services. They integrated the colors of the Brazilian flag, be it green, and then the world globe in blue with the yellow background. I guess, understand the reason for saying Brazilian Touch. I spent some time in Brazil, and the people that I met who were in the cleaning services were very efficient and very good. If they're bringing that to, say, their business here in the United States, that would be something that maybe people would want to look for. But that's not totally clear, I guess, in just looking at the logo. The flag is also worked into the Brazilian Touch here, and I don't totally understand the flag being placed on the silhouette. Okay, now before we go to Google and look at some other graphics, want to just pull up some things that I selected that I thought fit into the categories and tell you why. First, simple. These four logos are all very simple. They're easily recognizable. They have simple elements. This combining circles and horizontal and vertical lines to create the BMW logo. The CBA, or the ABC logo is a black ball with the white letters supered on top of it. The BYU logo, sometimes the Y stands alone. This one happens to have the B and the U on the sides, but it makes one simple, clean logo that represents Brigham Young University. Next one being readable. All of these are instantly readable when you see them, sometimes even just because of the shape of the word, such as in Disney. The IRS logo is perhaps frightening to some people, but it's very clear. You know where you are, you know what represents that. If you get a letter in the mail or you get your tax return, you know it came from the IRS, you're very happy. Intel, we all have that probably sitting on the outside of our computer, a stamp that looks like this. Their logo that sometimes they produce is Intel inside, and the logo represents that by having the Intel inside of a circle. And then Time Magazine, one of the foremost news magazines. And then finally, natural. The elements are put together very naturally. There's nothing forced here in the Mountain Creek Nursery. The tree, the mountain, the creek, they all work together very well. The TV screen in the YouTube logo, the basketball player dribbling in the red, white, and blue of the NBA logo. And then the St. George Convention and Tourism logo. This one isn't as clear as I would have liked it to be, but if I'd have found a better one, you can see the red cliffs of St. George coming up and down along the bottom of the word St. George. And so it's very emblematic of what they represent. The area of Zion National Park in St. George and southern Utah. So now let's do a Google search and see what we come up with. By typing in logo gallery into the Google search field, we get a list of various websites that contain logos, and many of them feature ratings that people have given to the different logos on how they perceive them working for the companies that they represent. Some of them that I selected today are from Logospire, Logo Faves, and Logo of the Day. Let's first look at Logospire. Found these logos really interesting. This one with the bottles that are bent in the recycle logo shape. The lighthouse, where the T is the top of a lighthouse. And although from looking at it, it's hard to tell what type of company it represents. And then the elk. And at first, all I saw was the elk, but when I looked at the name Hunter Race, I saw the view of the hunters down in the legs of the elk. You can see 3 hunters with their rifles drawn, and I believe this company is a hunting expedition group. Next, looked at Logo Faves. One of the first ones that I saw that I really liked was this one here, Tick-Tock Clocks. The pendulum creates the O in the talk and the line of the tick up above. Very creative. Anyone looking at would know that the company probably sells grandfather clocks. Then, in addition, there are 2 logos that were very simple, very natural. This one dealing with mountain. Again, not quite sure from looking at the logo what it represents, but you can see the very clever way a mountain was carved into the bottom of the M in the logo. And then this one, Seven Peaks, is a conference center. The vertical lines were drawn showing mountains. It comes in 7 colors, and it represents the 7 different rooms that are in the conference center, which are named to individual mountain ranges. So Lastly, the logo of the day. This one caught my eye, Garden Justice, or excuse me, Justice Gardens. At first I looked at it and saw the fork and the fruit up here and thought, oh, just like Olive Garden. But as I looked into it, and I can see how it represents it as I found out what it was, and would always probably remember after this, is that it represents a grassroots organization who are trying to make sure that less fortunate people are receiving the food that they need. And this is done as a non-profit group organizing gardeners, farmers, and food industry people into a company that would donate leftover food or extra to people who are needy. So you can see how this would really represent that organization. There's much more to be found on the web, and take your time and look in various places. Take your list of things that you're looking for, ideas that you want to achieve for your design, not to copy them, but to receive inspiration for your own design. Remember that simple, readable, and natural are key components to this logo design. And through your research, you'll be able to find just these items that will match your own design.